Okay, now we can go over to the presentation ceremony, and I hand over to John. Thank you, John.
Morning, ladies and gents. Welcome to the presentation part of the AGM. And once more, in a bid to speed matters up, when you're called forward, if you could come to the podium here and then make your way over to my right, where you'll see a photo booth where you can go in, put your money in and get your photo taken with your award. The first presentation we come to today is the Jim Crocker Trophy for outstanding contribution to the sport of skydiving. Now, Jim Crocker, as many of you will know, is the longest serving of our 3 vice presidents, served on council for 10 years and was chairman of the BPA for 7 years, and is still a very active vice president. And this highly esteemed award is not presented every year, but on occasional basis in special recognition of an exceptional and sustained contribution to the sport. Whilst you'll see the trophy, this morning it will actually be formally presented at the Royal Aero Club Awards ceremony later this year, in May in fact, in London. Now, the Jim Crocker Trophy for an outstanding contribution to sport parachuting has been awarded in memoriam to Brian Laithwaite. Those of you that know him will know that Brian was an exceptional coach and load organiser, served as chief instructor at 2 drop zones, and devoted decades dedicated commitment to training the next generation of skydivers. His enthusiasm and sheer love of the sport shone through like a beacon. No one was ever left out with Brian. He knew how to make learning great fun. And his greatest satisfaction, of course, was to see his fledglings fly the nest. Many have now gone on to make their own mark on the sport. Sadly, Brian suffered a fatal entanglement in the summer of last year. But he lives on in the memory of so many skydivers who look back with tremendous affection on the direction, fun and solace that they enjoyed under his wing. So I'm now going to ask Brian's wife, Caro, to come and receive a certificate, and I'm sure you'll all join in our celebration of Brian's magnificent contribution to the sport he loved.
Just like to say a quick couple of words. Brian is over the moon and very humbled and proud with your amazing way of thanking him for his contribution to the sport he loved. On behalf of Brian and myself, I would like to thank his friends, fledglings and everyone in the BPA for this wonderful honour. Brian said in 2009, skydiving is not just a sport or pastime. It can become a way of life, like a curse with consequences, but can also have a very positive outcome. Personally, it keeps old people young. Just enjoying our sport more than I have for a long time. Still some miles left in this old git. Take care. Thank you.
I'm sure you'll agree, a quite outstanding recipient for that award. We now come to the Tas Causa Skydiver of the Year Award for 2010. The council called for nominations from the membership, and the most votes, of course, from council members decided and determined this year's recipient. The award winner was born profoundly deaf. It kind of gives the game away a bit. But he always wanted to be a parachutist. People told him it was a stupid idea, which of course it is, but he never gave up. 1998, he seized the opportunity and made a tandem descent, and that was it. He never looked back after that. In 2010, he was proud to represent the UK as a free-fall videographer with the girls' four-way team, Team Bodyflight. Part of the British national delegation, of course, to the World Parachuting Championships in Menzlinsk in Russia. He and the rest of the team brought home a world silver medal. So finally, his dream has come true. I'm delighted to announce that Alan Thompson has won the TAS Causa Skydiver of the Year 2010. Outstanding. Well done, Alan. We come to the Instructor of the Year trophy. The National Coach and Safety Officer and the Technical Officer, John and Tony, choose this instructor each year, and it's awarded to an instructor who gained an instructor rating in the past 12 months. And the criteria used is the instructor not only did very well on the instructor course, that goes without saying, but it is also the type of instructor that students would be happy to turn to for advice and, of course, instruction. The NCSO and TO have chosen Tim Hanlon from the North London Skydiving Centre as Instructor of the Year. We now come to the Mike Forge Trophy for the new Skydiver of the Year. CCI's advanced instructors nominate the new skydiver, and the criteria used that is a relatively new jumper is nominated who's progressed well during the last year and is also considered to be a valuable member of his or her club. This year's winner has achieved a great deal. Before his 18th birthday, his college set up a one-jump course, but he had to cancel, so he rebooked the course for himself and made his first jump only last June. And he was back at Nethers almost every weekend, progressed up the category system, and was looking for his Cat 8. Unfortunately, the embargo on jumping because of the national championships prevented that, so he decided there was only one way to get around it, and he entered the novice accuracy, bagged himself 7th place, all on a student canopy. He invited to come down to the DZ earlier on Friday. He said that he was sorry, but he'd taken up a new part-time job to fund more jumps. When asked why his girlfriend no longer came with him, he explained that she'd said, "Choose me or jumping." We've all been there. Since he got his Cat 8, he's been learning FS, jumped on holiday in Portugal. He's been a wonderful ambassador for the sport in his college, and this year they've booked 3 syndicate. He's achieved all this by self-funding hard work, drive, focus and determination. And he represents everything we'd wish to see in the next generation of skydivers. The winner of the Mike Forge Trophy this year is Dan Harmer. This year, the Competitions Committee agreed that a trophy in memory of Martin Gardner be awarded each year to the winners of the four-way canopy formation rotations intermediate event of the BPA National Championships. And as 2010 was the first year of the trophy, it was agreed by the committee the trophy should be presented today at the 2011 AGM. We're lucky because Martin's dad's here today, and I'm going to ask Frank to come up and present the trophy to the winning team of the Martin Gardner Memorial Shield, PH36. Thanks, Frank. Competitions, of course, are not complete. They can't take place, and it's no good having a competition unless you've got judges. And this year, several certificates have been given out to FAI judges. Paul Moore, canopy piloting, Liz Warner, canopy piloting, Frank Malabone, canopy piloting, and BPA national judge certificates presented to Jane Potter, canopy piloting, Joe Bell, canopy piloting, Dave McMinn, CF and accuracy landings, Ruth Ferris, formation skydiving, and Dougie Peacock, style and accuracy landings.
Oh, maybe she's not coming.
I feel good. I knew that I would not. So good, so good. I got you. Wow, I feel nice. That sugar was fine. I feel nice. That sugar was fine.
Yes, of course. And apparently another judge who's missing from that list is Ruth Cooper.
So there might be, if there's somebody from chapters to collect again.
And a real milestone for Bryn Chaff, if he's here. If not, perhaps someone from Chatteris could come forward. We could present his 5,000th jump certificate. Bryn Chaff. No one from Chatteris? Okay, the 2010 Grand Prix UKSL overall medalists. Accuracy landings, the junior event, overall champion Dave Butterworth. The intermediate event, overall champion Nigel Peacock. And the senior event, overall champion Glenn Stevenson. Canopy formations, four-way rotations, the intermediate event, overall champions with a gold medal, Team PH36. Well, it's white, PH36 white. The intermediate two-way event, overall champions, gold medal, Team PH36 but 36 white. And the senior two-way event, overall champions, gold medal, Team Aerodyne PH36. We now come to the formation skydiving four-way rookie class. Third position, bronze medalist Rafspa Typhoon, silver medalists Team Raikipo, and overall champions with a gold medal, High Altitude Heroes. Well done to the rookie class. Still with formation skydiving, four-way. A class, bronze medalists, Team Tetris. Silver medalists, Team Eclipse. Overall champions with a gold medal, Team Gravity. Okay, bear with me on this one. We're still on the formation skydiving. Still on the four-way, and it's the AA class. Bronze medalist, Team Sirius. Silver medalists, Team Slot Machines. And the overall champions, gold medal, Team Unagi. And finally, the AAA class. Bronze medalist, Team Kaizen. Silver medalist, Sonic Nuts. And the gold medal goes to TLD4. If I could just ask for your attention a moment, please. Whilst you can see that the awards table is empty, there actually is one more presentation to make. And it's my pleasure, John, to present to you this small memento of the BPA's appreciation of your contribution over nearly 2 decades on council, including your years as competition chairman, vice chairman, and for the last 3 years as chairman of council. So John, on behalf of the whole membership, thank you for all that you've done for us over all your time.
I was going to say a few words. That's actually blown me away a little bit from the depths of my heart. Thank you very, very much. I'm sort of a bit lost for words. I know John Hitcher won't believe that, but I am on that one. But, right, let's get myself back to what I was going to say. As I stated earlier, I feel you all deserve an explanation. This is by way of also saying thank you for that wonderful gift, everyone. It really does mean a lot to me. Really, really does. And I'm standing down as chairman and also from council, as I genuinely feel the time is now right for younger, fresher personalities at the helm. Just short of 40 years in the sport and nearly 20 years on council, I think is long enough. I still want to serve the sport I love. When I look at the new generations coming through, I know the time is right for a change of perspective and personality. We saw a slide of Sparky, Andy and Tilly earlier. And here is another of Liz, Ian and Holly. The future of ENVM, maybe. That's very near VMAX. That's a bit of an in-joke between me and Stumpy. Who knows what's going to happen? But also on the generational theme, Eric, John and Jake complete a 3-generation skydive at Nethers this year. Congratulations to them. I believe others have done this if not 3, certainly 2 generations, i.e. Mike, Pete and Holly Allen. And what about Dave Hawaski's daughter in that record? I presume it was Anna is Dave's daughter. I still have my signed copy of Body Flying from Dave Hawaski. I know a lot of you might even know what I'm talking about there. It seems so long ago now. There are many more family dynasties that have witnessed so much advancement over the decades. So what next for our sport? Well, all I know, a lot can change in 30 years. I'm going to have to breathe out now because I can't speak. And just to stay on this generational theme, she used to like, every time I stowed the lines, think it was a great thing to pull them out again, but 25 years later, she's about ready for a rigging course, Apple, so we're signing her up. I don't know what's going to happen in the next 30 years, but it's going to be exciting. Look out for wingsuits, CP, and when we at IPC get our presentation and our judging together, I have seen some of the work's done in America for sequential wingsuit flying. I'm sure there's guys here that have done it. That may be the way to go. Who knows? It might be some simple change in rigging that maybe Darrow or Chris will say, God, I wish I'd thought of that, and it might change the whole direction of our sport. I also know, and this is what I believe in the bottom of my heart, that the dynamics for change come from the participants, whether in the pursuit of excellence in competition or personal achievement. And that is you guys, everyone in here. Over the years, I have learned and know that skydivers are the greatest bunch of people on this planet. It has been a privilege and a pleasure to serve you. I'm not saying goodbye, but I'll see you around. Thanks to you all, and now it's time to enjoy the rest of your day with all your friends here. Have a good one. Cheers. Martin?
Thanks very much, Mr. Chair, and I'm sure we all wish John Smythe well in his future skydiving associations. Thank you, John, from all of us on the staff for your help and assistance to all of us as Chair. Can I just finish now with a few housekeeping announcements, please? And first of all, I look to Tony Butler for confirmation of this one. Tony, I believe we had a seminar presenter who has had, unfortunately, to pull out. This is Sarah Cannon, who was going to speak this afternoon on fitness for skydiving in the Canterbury Suite. Unfortunately, Sarah has suffered a family bereavement, and so that seminar, which actually was postponed from last year because Sarah couldn't get to Blackpool because of the snow in the Peak District. So let's hope third time lucky next year. Now, just a word about tonight. We've got the Film Fest, which is at 18:30, so if you want to see Martin Soulsby, who's promised to wear his sparkly jacket again, then do come along at that time. There'll be a comedy hypnotist called Mickey Take here at 19:45, and a singer called Jessica at 9:15. But can I also please remind you... there's more. We've got casino tables, which will be outside in the reception lobby area, and also, I'm told, a bungee run in here. So we've got Adrian Bond to thank for these lovely new entertainments that we'll be experiencing for the first time. Finally, can I please urge you to buy your ticket for the party food buffet tonight? Please buy a ticket from reception. It costs £13. And please do buy your ticket before 4 p.m. this afternoon, otherwise Chef will not know how many bags of chips to put on. Thank you and enjoy your day.